In no other country in the world would a hymn elevated to the status of a national song be considered unacceptable to the sections of its own population. Only in India have crucial stanzas of Vande Mataram been quietly removed so they don't offend certain groups. Now let's rewind. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee writes Vande Mataram in 1882. The song becomes the heartbeat of the freedom struggle. British authorities ban it. People are arrested for singing it. Yet Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, everyone sings it with pride. It is the soundtrack of India's awakening. So when suddenly a section of Muslims begins objecting to the song, it is both unexpected and deeply unfortunate. In 1908, Sayyid Ali Imam, then president of the All India Muslim League, dismisses Vande Mataram as a sectarian Hindu cry. The objections center on some stanzas that personify the motherland as a goddess, which certain Muslim groups say conflicts with their ideological positions. Fair enough. Concerns can be aired in a democracy. But what followed changed history, the course of it. By 1937, under pressure from Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the Muslim League demands that these stanzas be dropped. And shockingly, the Congress accepts this demand. Jawaharlal Nehru agrees to limit the singing of Vande Mataram to just 2 stanzas. And even this concession does nothing. In 1938, Jinnah writes publicly urging Muslims to reject Vande Mataram in any form because it, quote, salutes Mother India depicted as a goddess, unquote. Viewers, the facts, of course, are before you and I have read them out painstakingly. I've given you the timeline, the chronology, right up till 1937 and right up till after independence, viewers. In 1938 and after independence, viewers, when this particular song, this national song, this ode to our motherland was censored. These facts were also recalled by Prime Minister Modi in Parliament during the 150th anniversary debate today. Facts not widely known, facts that show how political appeasement distorted a national symbol. Listen in to the Prime Minister.
20 अक्टूबर को नेहरू जी ने नेताजी सुभाष बाबू को चिट्ठी लिखी। उस चिट्ठी में जिन्ना की भावना से नेहरू जी अपनी सहमति जताते हुए कि वंदे मातरम की, ये जो उन्होंने सुभाष बाबू को लिखा है, नेहरू जी कहते हैं मैंने वंदे मातरम गीत का बैकग्राउंड पढ़ा है। नेहरू जी फिर लिखते हैं मुझे लगता है कि ये जो बैकग्राउंड है इससे मुस्लिम भड़केंगे कि 26 अक्टूबर से कांग्रेस कार्य समिति की एक बैठक कोलकाता में होगी जिसमें वंदे मातरम के उपयोग की समीक्षा की जाएगी। बंकिम बाबू का बंगाल, बंकिम बाबू का कोलकाता, और उसको चुना गया और वहां पर समीक्षा करना तय किया।
Viewers, the Congress was quick to hit back through Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Ms. Vadra in Parliament said the government wanted debate on Vande Mataram because the Bengal polls are coming soon. The government wants us to keep delving in the past because it does not want to look at the present and future and confront its own mistakes. Viewers, but here's the real question. Will knowing these facts restore the honor of India's national song? The answer is a big fat no, because the national song cannot be half sung. Yet political sensitivities and old fault lines have made it almost impossible to do so without inviting controversy or worse. This is fundamentally undemocratic. Let those who do not wish to sing the full version refrain, but let others who exalt Bharat Mata be free to sing every sacred verse. It's time to restore Vande Mataram in full. It's time to let India sing again. This prompts us to ask some basic questions. Let's open this up, viewers, without delay to some of our guests tonight. And I want to go straight across to Hindol Sen Gupta, Mr. Sen Gupta, and also the BJP, and Dr. of course Ranganathan is here with us, and the Manojit Mondol, who's a professor and is also an authority on this subject. So we have an informed panel here. Mr. Sen Gupta, I have to ask you this. Why is it that this particular song, this hymn to Mother India, was sung by everybody, Muslims included, in its inception? And why did things turn sour after that?
The entire idea of Vande Mataram comes not only from the fact that it is today our national song, but also from the fact that people actually gave their life singing that song, going to fight a foreigner enemy and stepping up into the gallows to be hung singing that song. Vande Mataram is almost a nationalist mantra. If there could be something that can be called the mantra of India, which applies to everyone, which everyone can be part of, if we truly believe that this country has a great civilizational legacy, a spiritual civilizational legacy, then that mantra is Vande Mataram. That politics was later played on it, that it is not sung in its entirety even today, remains an insult to our entire civilization. Now, someone may say, oh, why are we looking back at the past? Well, as Vivekananda said, you can only understand what your future will be if you understand what your past has been. So, therefore, unless we make these correctives, unless we change these things, our future will remain in this manner. And therefore, the time has come to embrace this song, the national mantra, so to speak, in its entirety for everyone, and really allow the resounding power of this mantra to resonate across our land.
Okay. So, Mr. Uh, Monojit Mondol, let me ask you, Professor, are those that oppose Vande Mataram guilty of perpetuating a politics that was rooted in the idea of separatism as enunciated by Mr. Jinnah? Are we actually today perpetuating the Muslim League separatist politics?
So I think there is a larger background to it. In fact, I had participated in another debate with you, and when this particular song was sung for the first time, precisely on 26 December 1896, that was the 12th Congress of session of Indian National Congress was being held in Calcutta. This song was this poem was made into a song by none other than Rabindranath Tagore with the help of his family members, including his niece Sarala Devi, whose name is not really always taken. She was part of that band which was singing this song at that point of time. And ever since it became, I think, the war cry for all the radical extremists of India and the revolutionaries, we call them. They are our revolutionaries. And my friend Mr. Sengupta rightly pointed out that people were smiling, chanting Vande Mataram and going to the gallows. The problem cropped up, I think, in 1937. In fact, even I mentioned that that particular session was chaired by a Muslim leader, Mr. Ahmedullah Sahani. He was the president of Indian National Congress in 1896. And subsequently also there were Congress presidents who were Muslim, and yet they were allowed to sing this song. 1937 there was a committee, all of you perhaps know, which comprised Tagore, Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, Maulana Azad and Acharya Deva. This 5 members committee, I think, adopted this version of the same. To be quite fair, I'm just narrating the facts of history. And in fact, this particular committee, which also included Tagore, mind you, they all said that these 4th and 5th stanzas should not be adopted. Now, why they said this, why we had to, follow that I can really answer. There were, I think, 5 wise men of India, including Subhash Chandra Tagore, Nehru, Maulana Azad and Acharya Deva. They decided not to go ahead with the 4th and 5th stanza. Nonetheless, they adopted that the song must be adopted as Indian national song. And in 1950, that was made into law. I'm just stating the fact. Now, if the present government, they want to say that, okay, we want to bring back the 4th and 5th stanza once again, let them come with a law. Okay. We're stopping them. But to make it a political issue, to make it a poll issue, I think there is a problem.
Okay, so let me ask Dr. Ranganathan this question. Here, the assumption that we are sensing from what Professor is telling us is that you cannot link the decision to Jinnah's veto or to the veto put forth by the Muslim community, because this was sung in Congress sessions under Muslim presidents also, notably also Maulana Azad Sahab. So This linkage is a mischievous one aimed at galvanizing the Hindu vote in Bengal. That's what fundamentally we are getting. Where do you come in on this? Is there a linkage or not?
Rahul, yeah, good evening to my fellow panelists, all of whom are absolutely wonderful friends and experts as well. But of course, there is a linkage. And it's not just that Jinnah in the Lucknow session of Muslim League, just a couple of weeks before the October decision that was made by the CWC, that he objected to it. The objection was raised by Muslim League and the president back in 1905, 1906. So the Muslim League had always objected to the two paragraphs that symbolize Mother India as Durga, Goddess Lakshmi, and Goddess Saraswati, as billions do. Now, yes, the objection was there. Jinnah stated it again in Lucknow, and 2 weeks later, those two paragraphs were removed. Now, it is calamitous and diabolical that not only were those two paragraphs removed, that we were given to sing a truncated version of the greatest song ever penned in the world, where every word is like a firefly that settles on a paper. There are two things. You know, the time for pointing out the catastrophic mistakes of the Congress was 15th May 2014 or before that. The time to correct those mistakes was 16th May 2014. It's been 11 years since. And I know Tuhin, my dear friend, will rationalize it. Time लगता है, ये लगता है. हमें बता दो कितना टाइम लगता है. पॉइंट ही करते रहोगे मिस्टेक्स, या उनको करेक्ट भी करने की हिम्मत है कि नहीं है. Now I want to come to the real substantive point, because I've given a lot of ammo to Tuhin to get back at me, but be that as it may, he's a dear friend. I want to tell you an instance where I hope I can convince all four of you that this has got nothing to do with the Hindu-Muslim issue at all. And I'll explain to you why. It has been my singular honor and privilege to have met and befriended General Atta Hasnan. I met him in Mao and I asked him. He was from Garhwal Regiment. His father founded the Garhwal Regiment, General Mehdi Hassan. He had a choice. His brothers went to Pakistan. He opted to be in India. These two gentlemen, I asked him point blank, what do you chant when you jump out of the trenches and charge at the enemy? Most of them Muslims. You know what he said? Badri Vishal ki jai. Rajputana Rifles, Muslims there, my heroes, our heroes. What do they chant? Bajrang Bali ki jai. So I want to ask all those people who oppose Vande Mataram and inclusion of those two paragraphs. Do they also oppose Indian Muslim military heroes chanting Badri Vishal ki jai and fighting for our motherland? Do they oppose them chanting Bajrang Bali ki jai? If they do, then yes, they have a same stand of opposing inclusion of Ma Durga and Ma Saraswati. Okay. But if they say it's all right for Atta Hasnan to chant Badri Vishal ki jai when he dies for his motherland, how on earth can you then object to Ma Durga and Ma Saraswati being symbolism of Mother India?
Well, viewers, that's fundamentally one way of looking at this, and I want to bring in the BJP. Tuhin Sinha, look, we must thank the Prime Minister for taking the time out, for telling us the facts as they are. But will knowing these facts restore the honor of India's national song? No, they won't. I'm not saying impose this unredacted version on everybody. No, it should be left to them. Those who want to chant it would love to chant the full version. Those who don't want to chant it can take a leave of exemption. This is a democracy. There is choice. But what are you doing? We are hearing sermons about the history and the geography, but we are not getting a solution. You're the government. Go out there and say, from tomorrow in Parliament, we will sing this song. Those who are Muslims or others who have a problem with it don't need to sing it. But others who don't, we will sing it in full. How can a national song be not sung in full? I cannot understand this. Can you explain?
Well, good evening, Rahul. Good evening, everybody. You know, the entire purpose of curbing the song in its entirety was to curb the fervor of our freedom movement, because Bengal in those days would include Bangladesh, it would include a part of Assam, it would include present-day Bihar and Jharkhand. So imagine 1/3 of the population. The whole idea behind Jinnah imposing this diktat, or trying to curb the national song in its entirety, was to impede the the seamlessness of the freedom movement.
No,
Why
that's
it
okay,
needs
sir.
to
I
be
know the
highlighted?
history. We've listened to it for
Why-
1 hour from the Prime
why-
Minister. Can you tell me what are you doing about it?
Why it needs to be highlighted? That's what I'm telling
No,
you.
we know. We know. All of that is now history. Come to the present.
Mindset.
No, no.
It's going-
Otherwise, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is right, because you can keep scratching at a wound to get some sympathy, this, that, the other. But what about actually treating the wound? The treatment is, let this song be restored to its full glory. Let people who want to sing it.
What you witnessed today is the precursor to that.
11 years later. Okay. So tell me, when is going to be the denouement? When is the denouement? When is the end?
Anand has joined the Tariq Kab Bataoge club, but you are.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You can't take a dig at Anand on this, because he's got a point. He wants to sing this song full-throatedly, but he can't because the law doesn't allow him.
Towards that, we are heading towards that. You need to understand.
Okay, we are heading towards that. So we don't have a commitment. That's okay. That's fine. You don't have the answers. Perhaps it's not for you to give the answer. Maybe it's an unfair question. But viewers, I'll tell you, that is the only way forward. Rest is all politics, let me tell you. And we are going back in time to do politics over an issue that everyone knows the problem. You were elected to give the solution, sir. I'll leave it at this, viewers, because there is something that I have to, and Dr. Ranganathan, stay on with me.